So, you're thinking about buying a home, but the numbers feel a little overwhelming? Yeah, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to break down exactly how mortgage payments are calculated step by step so you can walk into your home search with total confidence. Because at the end of the day, that's the question that really matters, isn't it? It's not the big price tag on the house, it's what you'll actually be paying every single month. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to figure that out. All right, let's dive right in, and we're going to start with the absolute basics. Before we can get to any of the math, we need to be on the same page about what we're even talking about. Okay, don't let the word mortgage intimidate you. All it is really is a home loan. A bank or a lender gives you a big pile of cash to buy a house, and you agree to pay them back over a long time, usually something like 15 or 30 years. Simple as that. Now, this is super important. Your monthly payment isn't just one thing. It's actually made up of 4 key parts, and there's a handy little acronym to remember it, PITI. First up is P for principal. That's the chunk of money you actually borrowed. Then I for interest, which is basically the fee you pay for the loan. And finally, you've got T for taxes and I for insurance. Lenders often roll these right into your payment, so it's all one simple, predictable bill. All right, let's talk about the math. And I know the word formula can be a little scary, but stick with me. We're going to break it down and you'll see it's way simpler than it looks. Whoa, okay. Deep breath. This looks like something straight out of a nightmare math class, right? But here's the secret. You are never, ever going to have to actually solve this by hand. The only reason we're showing you this is so you can see what pieces go into the calculation, what those letters M, P, R, and N actually stand for. They're just the ingredients in our recipe. And this table makes it all make sense. Let's just walk through a quick example. P is your principal, the loan amount. Let's say it's $200,000. Now, R is your monthly interest rate, which is key. So if your annual rate is 6%, you just divide that by 12, which gives you 0.005. And N is just the total number of payments. For a 30-year loan, that's 30 times 12, so 360 payments. See? Not so bad when you break it down like that. So you pop all those numbers into that big, scary formula, and what do you get? A monthly payment of about $1,199. But, and this is a huge but, this is not your final payments. This only covers your principal and interest. It's the biggest piece for sure, but it's not the whole picture. And this next part is honestly one of the most eye-opening things to understand about a mortgage. Where does that $1,199 actually go every month? It's not a 50-50 split. Not even close. Just look at this. On your very first payment, a whopping 83% of your money goes straight to interest. Only that tiny little sliver, just 17%, is actually chipping away at the money you owe. It's kind of wild, right? This is a process called amortization, and it's why it feels like you're barely making a dent at the beginning of your loan. And this table lays it out in black and white. In that first month, $1,000 is pure interest. A measly $199 goes to your principal. By the time you've paid for a whole year, you've handed over almost 12 grand in interest just to pay off less than $2,500 of your actual loan. Now, the good news is this does get better over time. That ratio slowly shifts in your favor. Okay, so we've mastered the P and the I. But remember PTI? It's time to add in the T and the I. This is the reality check that gives you your true monthly cost. So, on top of your loan payment, you've got property taxes and home insurance. Your lender usually collects a bit for these each month in what's called an escrow account. Oh, and one more thing. If you put down less than 20%, you'll probably have something called PMI, or private mortgage insurance. And let's be clear, this is insurance that protects the lender, not you. All right, let's put it all together now. We start with our $1,199 for principal and interest. Now, let's tack on some estimates, maybe $200 a month for taxes, $100 for insurance, and another $75 for PMI. And boom, our total estimated payment jumps up to $1,574. This is the number you need to be budgeting for. So you've seen how all the pieces of the puzzle come together. Now let's boil all this knowledge down into a super simple, actionable plan that you can use. Here it is, your 3-step checklist. It's this simple. Step 1, figure out your base principal and interest. Step 2, add in your estimated monthly property taxes. And step 3, add your home insurance and any PMI, if you need it. That's it. That's the whole game. Now you have the framework to figure this out for any house you look at. Okay, now that you're a pro and you know exactly how this works, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You don't actually have to do the math. There are tons of free online mortgage calculators that are fantastic. You just plug in the numbers and they'll do all this heavy lifting for you, no problem. Look, understanding the numbers is the first, most powerful step you can take. It takes this huge, scary, unknown process and turns it into a manageable plan. So, with the math out of the way, the only real question left is, are you ready for the exciting journey ahead?